Bomb threats scare the nation, rain floods the Midwest, and the governor's race is heating up. This is OU Nightly.
We have seen before in this city, and we reject it, and we will not be intimidated by it.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us at OU Nightly. I'm Forsee.
And I'm Madeline Roberts. We begin with the very latest on a series of mail bombs sent to prominent politicians and others who have spoken out against President Trump. U.S. Postal inspectors say 10 packages have been sent over the last 4 days, with the most recent package bombs meant for former Vice President Joe Biden and actor Robert De Niro. Also new tonight, we know the FBI says it believes the packages were sent from Florida through the U.S. mail.
And Mariah Conduff joins us in the News Center with more on this developing story. Mariah?
Thanks, Sydney. A nationwide manhunt continues as 3 additional package bombs were found in the last 24 hours. Investigators say the packages were all sent to either former opponents or critics of President Trump. Right now, postal inspectors are searching through mail facilities for similar packages that may have also been mailed. The FBI says even though none of these packages actually exploded, any package like this should be considered dangerous. One of the big questions surrounding this series of package bombs, will this terror investigation have an impact on the November elections? CNN's Kristen Holmes has the latest on the impact it may have on voters.
A nation on edge after the discovery of at least 10 explosive devices apparently intended to harm prominent Democrats and vocal critics of President Trump. And with less than 2 weeks until November's critical midterms, the moment highlighting the country's intense political polarization. Politicians on both sides condemning the act.
I'm just sorry this happened. I'm sorry for the Clintons, and I'm sorry for the Obamas.
Some blaming the divisive language coming out of the White House.
You have the president saying that Eric Holder better be careful, calling Maxine Waters corrupt and saying she better be careful, saying that CNN has to be taken out of business. Those are the sorts of words that may resonate with an individual who takes them in a manner that the president didn't intend them.
As President Trump routinely slams his critics on the campaign trail.
And of course, the legendary low IQ Maxine Waters.
Wednesday, the president swiftly calling for bipartisan unity.
This egregious conduct is abhorrent to everything we hold dear and sacred as Americans.
Some believe the president's words may be too late, that the country is too deeply divided to heal anytime soon. It's unclear whether or not this will drive people to the polls or which party this could somehow benefit in the election. But politicians made one thing clear. It's better to voice your opinion through voting than through violence.
And the Trump administration is planning to dispatch 800 or more active duty troops to the southern border in response to the migrant caravan. Secretary of Defense Jim Mattis is expected to sign an order to send the troops to handle logistics at the border and provide vehicles, tents, and equipment to the Border Patrol. The number of migrants traveling from Central America is estimated to be 4,000 to 5,000. Sydney and Madeline, President Trump says he will propose to lower drug prices so Americans pay rates similar to people in other advanced countries, saying it could save money for the government and for the millions of Medicare beneficiaries.
Thank you, Mariah. And Madeline, it's been raining quite a lot here in Oklahoma and in other states recently.
Yeah, I hear Texas has had a lot of rain recently. Student meteorologist Jenna Warner joins us with more on that. Jenna?
That's right, guys. This is looking at the amount of rain that's fallen in these cities in central Texas this month in October. So Killeen, Texas, almost seen 10 inches of rain in October. So obviously there's a lot of flooding going on right now. Although good news for them, this is showing the next 48 hours on radar. No rain's going to fall in that area in the next 48 hours. So they'll have some relief, but rivers and lakes are still flooded. So if you're going to be in that area, stay tuned to local emergency management to find out which places you should avoid. And coming up on OU Nightly, I'll be talking about a warm-up on the way here in Oklahoma, a game day forecast for homecoming, and your next rain chance here in Norman. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Jenna. With the cold weather creeping up, some locations on campus don't have heat.
OU Nightly's Tori Johnson joins us live from Kaufman Hall.
It's chilly out here. I had to make sure that I grabbed my jacket before I came over, but it's just as cold inside Kaufman. 2 years ago, renovations were made, a part of a $2 million project, but only to the outside. The interior was left untouched. More than 2,000 people are in and out of this building every day, and one of the many issues inside is not having heat. The boiler system is not hot. Electric blankets, hot hands, heating bags are some of the ways teachers and faculty are coping with the cold inside Kaufman. One professor here tells me this is nothing new in the building.
It's no surprise that it's going to be cold at the end of October, yet year after year we don't have heat until later in the autumn, and that's frustrating. Students find it hard to come in here and work with us because it's too cold.
I reached out to the university and received no response, but I also reached out to OU's heating and air maintenance team, and they said they are fixing it. But faculty tells me that they've heard that for a while and have seen no results. Madeline Sidney, one member of the staff, told me that she has severe asthma and the cold air in the building triggers it. It's literally making her sick. She had to miss work recently because of it.
Well, we hope we get that fixed soon here at the university. Thank you, Tori. And the Oklahoma Lottery announced there were 2 big winners in last night's Powerball drawing. While there was no winner declared for the $600 million jackpot, one lucky Okie won a $100,000 and another took home $50,000. The $100,000 ticket was bought at Drizzy B's in Guyman, while the $50,000 ticket was purchased at On Cue here in Norman.
Tomorrow is the big day for medical marijuana sales in Oklahoma. October 26th is the first day that Oklahomans can open medical marijuana dispensaries and harvest cannabis to sell, although it will likely be a couple more weeks until there's actually product on the shelves. The Oklahoma Medical Marijuana Authority says it has approved around 600 dispensary licenses already. Medical marijuana became illegal when Oklahoma voters approved State Question 788 back in June. Consumers will have to have a medical prescription card in order to make a purchase.
And a growing trend has some doctors worried. Find out why health experts are so concerned about America's children.
Plus, it's down to the wire for Oklahoma candidates. Hear what some of them had to say about the issues straight ahead on OU Nightly. Welcome back. We're 11 days away from Election Day, and the race for governor is heating up. Candidates Drew Edmondson and Kevin Stitt were in Norman recently to take part in a forum held by a Norman teachers group. OU Nightly's Abby Green breaks down what each candidate had to say.
As the race for governor comes to a close, each candidate is hoping to capitalize on opportunities to share their policies.
They've been slugging it out in person.
My opponent has been running for state government since 1974. If they could have fixed it, they would have already done it.
We've got to start investing in education, in health, in mental health, in bringing down the prison population.
Politics as usual.
With no U.S. Senate race in this year's midterm ballot, the Oklahoma governor race is center stage in 2018. And the polls show the race is tight. The race is so tight that the National Republican and Democrat Governors Association have poured money into Oklahoma to buy those TV attack ads. How are Oklahomans responding to the torrent of ads and debates? Sooner poll used what is called a dial test that measures how voters react to campaign messages. Their conclusion, Stitt's argument that he is a businessman and will run Oklahoma like a business, works for Republicans, but not for Democrats and independents. Drew Edmondson's fix-it approach to Oklahoma's problems polled much better. Abby Green, OU Nightly.
The last day to request an absentee ballot in Oklahoma is Halloween. Early voting starts at each county's election board on November 1st.
And a health alert this afternoon is focusing on a specific population. Tori King joins us in Health Beat with who should be getting a hepatitis vaccine soon. Tori?
The Centers for Disease Control Advisory Committee is recommending that the homeless population get the hepatitis A vaccine. Health officials say a staggering number of homeless people have contracted hepatitis A, and this fact comes with an alarming correlation to a deadly disease, a spike in the number of liver disease cases among the homeless population in recent years. If the CDC approves the committee's recommendation, vaccines could be distributed at homeless health clinics in the near future. And childhood obesity in the U.S. is no longer just a problem, it's a crisis. New research from the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation examines the extent of this crisis and gives a recent state-by-state analysis. According to this study, in 2017, almost 16% of children ages 10 to 17 were obese. Mississippi had the highest obesity rate with 26%, and Utah had the lowest, sitting at 8.7%. Currently, Oklahoma sits at 18%. The obesity crisis could be a factor for why our country's life expectancy is declining, so researchers are looking for new ways to reverse this trend. And when it comes to fighting childhood obesity, dads play a big role. That's because researchers say a father's exercise habits could affect a child's health. While eating healthy and staying active with your kids sets a good example, dads who exercise before conception might be passing along better genes than those that don't. Ohio State and the Joslin Diabetes Center studied rats that received different amounts of fat in their food and exercise. They found that the rats who exercised, no matter what their diet was, had healthier offspring. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that guys should go out and join a gym or a CrossFit class, but they should definitely be more active, and it shows that if you're more active a month before conception, you'll definitely have a healthier offspring. So hopefully this dad bod trend is out of the way, because I'm not a fan of the dad bod trend.
Yeah, me either, Tori, but hopefully we might be seeing some guys hitting the gym soon after hearing that information.
That's interesting because you'd think it would just be genetic, but when it comes to exercising right before conception, I would never have thought that would factor in at all.
Activeness makes a difference.
All right, thank you
Thanks,
so much, Tori.
Of course. It's a much-wanted change to Sooner sporting events. Coming up on OU Nightly, we'll tell you what will be added to the menu at future games.
And Jenna Warner has another look at the forecast.
Welcome back to OU Nightly, guys. It's a cloudy and drizzly day here in Norman. Currently it's 55 degrees and we do have a dew point sitting pretty close to that, so it's fairly moist outside right now. So this is the amount of rainfall that the Metro's seen in the past 24 hours. Of course, we had more earlier on yesterday, but this was 24 hours ago. Newcastle saw about a 1/4 of an inch of rain, so a nice sprinkling we saw yesterday and throughout the day today. Although we do have a warm up on the way, so this colder air mass right here is going to be moving off to the northeast, and this warmer air mass is going to be moving into the state more as that cloud cover moves out of the area. So this is looking at live satellite feed. So once these clouds move off out of Oklahoma, we'll start to warm up. You'll notice Guyman out here, clouds have kind of moved out of the panhandle. So let's take a look at current temperatures right now, and we'll see that it is warmer out there right now. So moving on to regional current temperatures. Graphic malfunction here, 1 second. As we continue on through our forecast, it is looking pretty nice out there. So walking out the door tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., 49 degrees, making our way up to 67 by the 5 o'clock hour. So tomorrow looks like a very nice day. Not too many clouds out, and it's not going to be too windy either. Coming from the northwest, 6 to 12 miles per hour at the highest once we end the workday. Tomorrow, looking for highs across the state. We're just below normal for this time of year. 67 here in Norman, 68 in Oklahoma City, 70 out here in Lawton. So fairly nice day tomorrow, and we're going to continue to have a bunch of nice days as we head through the weekend. So this is your game day forecast as we have our homecoming game as we take on Kansas State at 2:30 on Saturday. So we'll be in the mid-70s at kickoff, and it will be mostly sunny. A few clouds will be rolling about, but overall, it'll be a great day for football. So these next 2 days ahead, we have the rain tapering off tomorrow. We are beginning to warm up tomorrow as well. We have a beautiful day ahead on Saturday. But rounding out your forecast, we have a beautiful next 4 days ahead, but the rain will come back on Tuesday evening, and it'll affect us Wednesday morning as well. But it should be fairly dry for trick-or-treating weather.
Well, I'm just glad that the rain's going to go away this weekend. It's been a little chilly, and I'm glad, the rain's not going to hurt the game this weekend. It's going to be nice to sit there and watch the Sooners take on Kansas State.
Definitely.
Definitely happy about a few more days of nice weather before we really get into, late fall and winter when it's not going to be warm for a while.
Oh, yeah. Soak it up while you can, right?
Exactly.
Thanks, Jenna.
Thank you.
OU students asked for it, and the regents have delivered. Alcohol sales are now approved for sporting events. While you won't find beer at this weekend's football game against Kansas State, you can purchase a cold one during basketball season, baseball, and football games this spring. And if all goes well, football fans will be able to buy beer beginning in the 2019 season.
And Calday joins us now as the Sooners prepare to take the field for homecoming this weekend.
Yes, Sydney, the Wildcats of Kansas State head to Norman this weekend, plus Game 2 of the World Series is in the books. Stick around, sports is on the other side.
Welcome back. The OU soccer squad closes out the regular season tonight at Baylor. The Sooners knocked off Iowa State on senior night, but fell short to West Virginia in their last 2 home games. The Big 12 tournament then kicks off Sunday in Kansas City. Sending and opponents for the quarterfinals will be determined after tonight's games. And over to the Gridiron as the Sooners prepare to host Kansas State on Saturday. For homecoming, I'm here with the report. In the last 10 homecoming games, the Sooners have posted a 7-3 record, which is the exact number of losses they've had in the past 2 seasons. Previously, the Sooners faced Kansas State for homecoming in 2014, where they fell 1 point short of a win. Since then, the team has been on a winning streak, but players are split on how much they believe homecoming actually affects the game.
Nah, I just like playing football. And any Saturday gets me robbed up.
It definitely does, just because it's everybody's coming back. That when we go out there and play, we're playing for all those people in the stands, not only just for us. So just to see everybody all the alumni come back, and it's definitely a huge deal for us.
Abby Green will have more on homecoming next week on Sooner Sports Pad. 2 games into the World Series, and the Red Sox are up 2-0. J.D. Martinez broke a 5th-inning tie during a 2-out rally to secure a 4-2 victory for the Sox last night. The series heads west to Los Angeles for Game 3 tomorrow night. It's a crucial one for the Dodgers, as no World Series team has ever recovered from a 0-3 deficit. Game time will be just after 7. And Week 8 of the NFL season kicks off tonight as the Houston Texans host the Miami Dolphins. After starting 0-3, the Texans are starting to feel the rhythm, reeling in 4 straight wins, including 1 over the Jags on Sunday. Meanwhile, the Dolphins led their division at 1 point this season, but have lost 3 of their past 4, including ones to the Lions on Sunday. Ryan Tannehill is out, so in at quarterback for the Dolphins is former Texan Brock Osweiler. Kickoff is set for 7:20. And the Thunder are back in action tonight and are still searching for their first win of the season as they host the Boston Celtics. It's been a tough start for the Thunder, and that's the part thanks to their dismal field goal shooting in early this season. The Thunder are dead last in the league, shooting just 39% from outside the arc. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock at the peak. Also for the Thunder tonight, Russell Westbrook will be on the court for his 2nd game of the season, but you probably didn't see his new cover photos for Numero magazine. As you can see, Russ is really putting his stamp on fashion and those backgrounds. Wow. Sydney and Madeline, back to you.
What I love about Russell Westbrook, not only is he fun to watch on the court, he's also fun off the court with his fun outfits and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was so funny, and I'm so excited to watch tonight's game after that.
Me too.
Thanks, Brooke.
Still to come on OU Nightly, we'll have another look at the 7-day forecast.
And coffee gets spooky just in time for Halloween. Straight ahead on OU Nightly.
I'm Kelsey Hovanetz at the OU Nightly Update Desk with the latest on at least 10 suspicious packages found across the U.S. The packages were targeted at both Democratic political figures and prominent supporters of the party. No injuries have been reported, but the FBI has said that more packages could have been mailed. The FBI is treating the situation as an act of domestic terrorism. That's it for now. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Kelsey. Sydney, I have a riddle for you. How do coffee and Halloween go together?
Well, Madeline, I've heard Starbucks is introducing a truly spooky Frappuccino just in time for October 31st. Starbucks fans can order the Witch's Brew Frappuccino while supplies last.
The orange cream flavored drink has a base of toad's breath, making a purple Frappuccino, topped off with a swamp fog made from vanilla whipped cream and a dusting of green lizard scale powder. Now, we haven't tried this yet, but I think we should for our viewers.
You're seeing it here first, folks, on OU Nightly.
It tastes like orange cream.
Really?
I don't think I'm a big fan of how it tastes, but it's not bad.
You know, it actually does taste pretty good. I didn't think I was going to like it that much, but it really does give you a taste of a little Halloween.
Okay, well, let's see how it tastes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect orange cream out of that.
It doesn't look like it at all.
Honestly, I thought it was going to be a little bit more sweet, but yeah, it's good. But Jenna, you have your weather fact today, right?
Yes, so we're going to be talking about tropical weather in the Atlantic. So this is potential tropical cyclone Oscar, so it has the potential to form into tropical storm Oscar coming through this weekend. But we're going to be looking at the review here for the next 7 days again. Looking ahead, we have a dry trick-or-treat we're forecasting for, but we do have rain coming in Wednesday morning, so hopefully it will stay dry.
Hopefully. Thanks, Jenna.
Thank you.
And thanks for watching OU Nightly, brought to you by the Gaylord College of Journalism and Mass Communication on the campus of the University of Oklahoma.
We'll see you back here tomorrow night live at 4:30.
Have a great evening.
Good night.